G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website and YouTube channel Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now, I've just published another article in relation to the Labor Party trying to influence and intimidate media. I've just recently published a number of articles and videos in relation to that. So this is a bit of a follow-on, and I'll publish more in the near future. The article's titled Sugar Daddy Kevin Rudd running a Labor Party smear unit with his sugar baby Friendlyjordies. And it starts off, former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd unleashed a tsunami on social media raising money for his sugar baby Jordan Shanks, aka YouTuber Friendlyjordies, on the 18th of June 2021. Cash would have started flowing into Shanks' bank account in a massive way. In return, Shanks pushes lies and propaganda for Kevin Rudd and the Labor Party, and Shanks' grovelling praise for Kevin Rudd is at a level that makes it obvious he's being paid for it. At the time, News Corp was attacking Kevin Rudd relentlessly over Rudd's Murdoch Royal Commission campaign, and with Rudd's links to Jeffrey Epstein all over the media, only 8 months earlier in October 2020, Rudd was in bad need of some positive media spin, which Rudd knew he would get from Shanks. When reading this article, it's worth keeping in mind that Kevin Rudd sucker punched the Australian public with his Murdoch Royal Commission campaign, and Rudd has since been happily cozying up to Murdoch's media, and Friendlyjordies has been publicly deserted by the Labor Party politicians. Kevin Rudd and the money trail back to Jordan Shanks. Jordan Shanks has a history of being paid to promote the Labor Party, so it should be no surprise he is now on Kevin Rudd's money train. And as someone said about Shanks on Shanks's YouTube channel, and the commenter is Batmania300, and he says, without a doubt, you're an ALP propagandist, direct or indirect. You receive information and or endorsement and or financial sponsorship from the ALP. And if on the slight chance you're not, how embarrassing. Now he's saying that about Jordan Shanks. My article goes on to say, on the 27th of May 2021, former New South Wales Premier John Barilaro sued Jordan Shanks and Google, owner of YouTube, for defamation, and Shanks set up a crowdfunding page to pay for lawyers. On the 18th of June 2021, Kevin Rudd posted a 900-word post on his personal website titled Why I Donated to Friendlyjordies Legal Defence Fund. Kevin Rudd then shared a link to the letter on his social media, and it went viral. Rudd's X, formerly Twitter account, and I'll put a screenshot on the screen now, was shared over 1,100 times and liked over 4,500 times when he posted about donating to Friendlyjordies. Kevin Rudd made another post below that Twitter post with Rudd's full letter attached, which was shared 647 times and liked over 2,500 times. Kevin Rudd also managed to get his 900-word letter posted on the Crikey website on the 21st of June 2021 under the pretense of Rudd being a guest journalist. On Kevin Rudd's Facebook page, it was shared 762 times and liked over 8,000 times. On Kevin Rudd's Instagram page, it was liked over 9,941 times, but it doesn't say how many times it was shared. It was also shared widely by many other platforms such as Reddit and liked over 600 times. Now there's links to all that information within that article, so it's well worth clicking on those links. My article goes on to say, having former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd publish a letter on his website, the Crikey website, and sharing it on social media, encouraging his rusted-on Labor Party supporters to donate to Jordan Shanks and Christo Lanka, who was Shanks' producer, in their battle against Labor's arch-enemy, New South Wales National Party leader and New South Wales Deputy Premier John Barilaro would have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, for Friendlyjordies. But Shanks won't say how much. What motivated Kevin Rudd to go to all that effort? So he could have access to Shanks' audience whenever he wanted, and also have Shanks push his propaganda, that's why. I don't have an issue with Rudd raising money for Shanks' legal defence, but how much was raised and where it has gone is very questionable. Shanks in February this year was caught trying to raise more money for his battle with John Barilaro, but Shanks has since said he still has money in his lawyer's trust account from the fundraising in 2021. So why is he raising more money now? He won't say. I have no doubt it's just part of his ongoing grifting. My article goes on to say, probably the biggest issue with Rudd and Shanks' bromance is that Shanks promotes Kevin Rudd as some sort of hero repeatedly without declaring how much money Rudd donated or how much Rudd helped raise. And then Shanks makes up lies to attack people, such as independent journalists who hold the Labor Party government to account. Rudd still makes his money from the Labor Party and gets opportunities because of his association with the Labor Party. So Rudd donating and helping raise money for Shanks is not much different if it was done directly by the Labor Party. Shanks has interviewed Rudd at least 4 times. On the 21st of February 2020, in a video titled Friendly with Kevin Rudd. On the 7th of May 2021, in a video titled Deconstructing Propaganda with Kevin Rudd. And I'll put a screenshot from that video up on the screen now. Shanks looks like a love-struck schoolboy with his legs up on the lounge, giving Rudd a platform to push his own agenda. Shanks and his staff travelled to the Sunshine Coast in Queensland to platform multi-millionaire Rudd in that video that's up on screen now, so Rudd could respond to a Sky News video critical of Rudd. Rudd basically has his own news crew. Did Sugar Daddy Rudd pay for the trip? Well, we don't know. Another video on the 9th of March 2022 titled Kevin Rudd Exposes ScoMo's Dirty Tricks, and another video on the 8th of May 2022 titled Kevin Rudd Slams the Media's Outrageous Election Coverage. Has Jordan Shanks ever declared how much Kevin Rudd personally donated? And if he still donates? What about the 2 interviews in 2022 that Rudd did with Shanks? Any declaration then? No, there's no declaration at all. I emailed 10 questions to Shanks and his lawyers on the 16th of April 2025, with question 10 being, former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd said in a published letter on his website that he donated to Jordan Shanks, aka Friendlyjordies Legal Fund. How much did Kevin Rudd donate? And the second question, was Kevin Rudd refunded his money given the John Barilaro matter settled? Shanks has never answered that question, nor question 4, which is, can you advise how much in total was raised? Shanks did respond to a few questions, generally with more lies, but he never said how much Kevin Rudd donated, or if he still donates, which are fair questions given Shanks is an attack dog for Rudd and Labor. The dodgy Wombat Trust. As it turns out, Shanks and his lawyers have their snouts in the trough raising money for court cases that don't exist. On the 16th of April 2025, I asked him, Jordan Shanks has also raised $81,487 of a targeted $200,000 for the Wombat Trust, which says on the website, the Wombat Trust is a fund created to help cover the hidden costs like admin and printing that often prevent lawyers from taking on pro bono environmental cases. And it says on the crowdfunding page, XD Law Firm will be assisting us with this endeavour. Then I ask him, can you advise how much money has been paid to XD Law and Advocacy and how much money has been paid to other law firms and who are they? Shanks and his lawyers haven't responded. The only people I know who raise money for court cases that don't exist are the fraudsters on social media. Maybe a complaint to the New South Wales Law Society about XD Law and Advocacy should be made. Jordan Shanks is not anti-corruption. He's only anti-corruption when the Liberals and Nationals are in power, which is the same as the Labor Party. Once Labor are in power, they don't want to know about corruption, and Shanks is the same. Shanks, who claims to be a comedian, has said in a recent video that I used to be a fan of his, which is another Shanks lie. That is probably the best joke, and only joke he has ever told, as he is just not funny. Jordan Shanks, who is 36 years old, has a sense of humour of a 15-year-old schoolboy, if that, and his comedy is targeted at people who are drunk, stoned, at school and about to be blocked on social media or rusted on Labor Party supporters who will suffer it because they think they are helping the Labor Party cause by doing so. Kevin Rudd compares Friendlyjordies to Sky News. Kevin Rudd uses Friendlyjordies as his own Sky News to attack political enemies and competitors, and Shanks is happy to oblige because the money is good. So, it was amusing to read where Rudd compared Friendlyjordies to Sky News in a November 2020 article in the Sydney Morning Herald, which said, former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd says controversial Labor YouTuber Friendlyjordies should be treated as a serious journalist and has defended working with a satirist. As New South Wales Labor leader Jody McKay appeared to distance herself from him after a week of stunts and off-colour remarks. Mr Rudd questioned why Prime Minister Scott Morrison was not asked to explain his regular appearances alongside extremists on the far-right fringe of Sky News and conservative provocateurs such as Alan Jones and Andrew Bolt. So, Rudd compared Shanks to Sky News, Alan Jones and Andrew Bolt. Rudd obviously thinks highly of Shanks. Why didn't Rudd compare Shanks to other media? Labor desert Jordan Shanks and Friendlyjordies. Shanks was once a rising star for about 5 minutes in the Labor Party for pushing Labor propaganda. 5 years ago, Shanks did interviews with the federal Labor Party politicians, Tanya Plibersek, Christina Keneally, and 4 years ago, Bill Shorten and former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd at least 4 times from 2020 to 2022, as well as a few New South Wales state politicians. Shanks has since been deserted by Labor Party politicians, which seems to have happened around the same time former New South Wales Premier John Barilaro sued Shanks and Google for defamation on the 27th of May 2021. Although Kevin Rudd kept doing interviews with Shanks, but Rudd's last interview seems to have been on the 8th of May 2022 in a video titled Kevin Rudd Slams the Media's Outrageous Election Coverage supporting the Labor Party for the federal election on the 21st of May 2022. Former New South Wales Premier John Barilaro's defamation case against Shanks Markovina was settled in November 2021, with Shanks Markovina apologising in court for allegedly offensive remarks made in the videos. Shanks Markovina is his full last name, but he just goes by the name Shanks from what I can gather. On the 6th of June 2022, Google was ordered to pay John Barilaro $715,000 over vulgar YouTube videos. It seemed even Kevin Rudd deserted Shanks, at least publicly, when the Google John Barilaro judgment was handed down. Rudd obviously didn't want to be associated with Jordan Shanks in his vulgar YouTube videos, as the judge put it. The Labor Party have already replaced Shanks with other independent media and journalists, which was self-evident during the last federal election campaign. But Shanks hasn't told his supporters, as he is still trying to milk every cent he can from them. Some of Shanks' supporters think he is powerful, but he's not. He's just a compulsive liar and fraudster, running a smear unit for the Labor Party and his own financial benefit. And that is why Labor Party politicians have deserted him publicly, while at least some in the Labor Party, like Kevin Rudd, are still supporting him privately. Given Labor Party politicians have deserted Shanks, as noted by his supporters on Reddit, they have also deserted his supporters. If you're a Labor Party supporter and you think you're supporting the Labor Party by supporting Friendlyjordies, you're being sucker punched by Shanks and the Labor Party. You're just being used as part of Shanks' smear unit for the Labor Party and for Shanks' financial benefit. Make no mistake, this is not a battle between me and Shanks, but is part of a battle between the Labor Party and new media, which includes me, who the Labor Party want to silence. And this article is a follow-up from previous publications by me regarding Labor trying to manipulate new media journalists. I'll publish an article and video on Kevin Rudd and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein soon, as me raising it recently in emails to Shanks and his lawyers seems to have upset Rudd, given Shanks' recent comments. And make sure you visit my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, and click on that article and a lot of links there to a lot further information, to articles such as Kevin Rudd doing an interview on Sky News with Joe Hockey, the former treasurer and former ambassador to the US. So Kevin Rudd pushed for the Murdoch Royal Commission for a long time, but then when it suited him, he's grovelling to the Murdochs. So Kevin Rudd was pushing for the Murdoch Royal Commission for a long time, got over 500,000 signatures to support it. But when it suited him, he's done a runner, become ambassador to the US. Now he's grovelling to the Murdochs, going on Sky News, helping promote them. He'll go on Sky News and help promote the Murdochs, which he doesn't have to, but he won't go on Friendlyjordies anymore. There's also links to other articles like Kevin Rudd and his wife being worth an estimated $400 million. They were estimated back in 2012 to be worth something like $220 million by the Business Review Weekly. So my estimate is they're worth probably about $400 million now. So a lot of links to a lot further information, so make sure you visit that article. And please do your bit and help shine a light on corruption and share this video on social media. And please hit the like and subscribe button and notification button. That way you get notified every time I publish a new video. And Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media. I'm an independent journalist. I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. So I'd be greatly appreciated if you make a donation via PayPal or Patreon. The links are below this video on YouTube or also on my website. Or you can visit my website and click on the donations page. There's other donation options on there. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.